Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video, we're going to be going over my top 15 favorite modern sedans. And what I mean by modern is any car that is 2010 plus. If it was built from the years 2010 or above, that is modern in my opinion. So we're going to be going over those top 15. I did this with coupes before and you guys liked it. So I decided to do it with sedans. Maybe we'll do it with hatchbacks. Maybe we'll do it with trucks. Maybe we'll do it with wagons. Maybe we'll do it with SUVs, JDM cars, American cars, muscle cars. I don't know. We'll do something. But song of the day, that's right, we're doing these again, is Kenya Grace Strangers. It's a pop song, you know, it's a TikTok song for sure, but it hits hard, dude, especially if like you're driving at night alone with the windows down listening to this song. Ooh, count me in, you know, that's a banger. But without further ado, let's get right into the list with number 15. Coming into the number 15 spot is the newest Acura TLX. I don't know what the generation that is, to be honest, but it's the newest one. And the reason why I know I like this car so much is because my friend Damien, who actually has an Integra with a JDM front, really cool car, but he has one. He has the new Acura TLX and he took me for a ride in it. Wow. It's pretty quick, first of all, for a TLX. It's very, very decently quick, but it also has a lot of luxurious, I always say luxurious instead of luxury. It has a lot of luxury in it, a lot of modern features in it, you know, Acura, so it's reliable as hell too. It's not like the quickest car on this list, that's why it's here at number 15, so like if I could own any of these cars, it's definitely not my dream of all of these cars on the list, but it's just a good package from Acura. I've always been kind of a Honda fanboy at heart, so I had to put it here. Coming in at the number 14 spot is the Mercedes-AMG GT63. This car has always been one that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way with its looks, but everything else about it was really good, everybody said. Now, the one thing I don't like about Mercedes, and this is the reason why this one is so low, is because they don't give manuals. Give me a manual transmission, Mercedes. What is wrong with you? I want to shift gears. I don't like that. I don't like it. Okay, everything else about it is pretty cool. It's really fast, obviously. It's very luxurious. Mercedes has always been like the king of luxury. It's not reliable, probably, but that's okay. You're not buying a Mercedes AMG for reliability. It just needs to be manual. It also needs to look a little bit different because I don't know, something about the back end of this car doesn't rub me the right way, but everything else about it I like. Coming in at 13th is another car that suffers the same fate as the gosh darn Mercedes, the Dodge Charger Hellcat. I am not really a big Mopar guy, you know, I never really have been. However, I've always for some reason loved the Chargers. Even the 69 Chargers are one of my favorite muscle cars of all time. Dodge has made some really cool, like the Plymouth Hemi Cuda. I know it's not technically a Dodge, but it's a Dodge. We all know it is. That's a really cool car. The Dodge Charger Hellcat is awesome looking. It makes 700 horsepower. That's freaking insane. It's a rear-wheel drive. That's awesome. It's a sedan. You can fit all your friends in it and have fun. That are used at takeovers all the time, which freaking sucks and tarnishes the name, but they don't have a manual transmission. If they had a manual transmission, they'd be so much higher. The Challenger does. The Challenger has a manual. That's pretty freaking cool. Not the Charger. Why not? It's literally just an obvious attempt at a car guy type of car, you know, 700 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, muscle car. No normal person's going to buy that, so why didn't they give it a manual? Coming in at 12th place, however, does have a manual, finally. The Subaru WRX Raptor I. This is the second newest generation. The new generation, I'm just going to forget that thing even exists. That thing is absolutely hideous. And I know I've seen the people that modified the new WRXs. I've seen what they've done to them. And yeah, it looks okay. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the car itself is ugly AF stock, and I don't like it. So the Raptor I is my new favorite. I see them all the time over here. I mean, they're almost like a daily driver where I'm from. I see them just as much as I see like Camrys. No joke. Like they're all over the place over here. So I definitely have gotten burnt out on them, which kind of sucks because I feel like this car would be a lot higher if I didn't get burnt out on it so easily. But it's still a really cool car. Just a really good package all around. I mean, all-wheel drive, manual transmission, decent looks, tons of aftermarket support. Can't hate it. Coming in at the number 11 this spot is a car I think is massively overrated, but still a really cool car. The Audi RS3. The RS3 is been, oh my god, everybody talks about them. Everybody talks about the RS3 nowadays. Everybody says it's like one of the best cars out there for its price. And it is a good one for sure. Obviously, it's on my list of top 15 favorites. I really like it, but it's just not, it's not the best, man. There's a lot of other Audis, a lot of other German cars that are significantly better than the Audi RS3, and so I don't want to put it much higher. It is really cool. It's a lightweight little car, so if you like the handling stuff, then that's really good, but it also has obviously the luxury of German engineering in it, so it's got all that stuff. It's also really fast and really, you know, decently quick, so that's awesome. But I don't know. I mean, it's not the best. That's all I gotta say. Coming in at the number 10 spot, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's an electric car, the Porsche Taycan. I'm gonna call it Taycan. And I know some people might be like, well, this isn't a sedan, and I don't know if it's technically called a sedan, but it has 4 doors, and so I'm gonna call it a sedan. I don't care if you don't agree with me on that. I think it is. It's only really here at the number 10 spot for its looks. I hate electric cars. I don't think I ever will like them. I understand the appeal for some people. You know, they have really quick acceleration, but everything I like in a car, manual shifting through gears, hearing the car roaring, and that feel of like the entire car rumbling while you're driving down the road, I like that the most in cars when I'm driving them, and the electric cars don't have it, and so that's probably why I don't really like electric cars. But the Taycan just looks incredible, so I can't really hate on it. Coming into the number 9 spot is going to the Lexus IS 500F Sport. It's a very long name because they haven't made a new ISF yet. Once the new ISF comes out, I'll probably like that one better. But the IS 500F is the closest we're getting right now, and it is sick, dude. This thing is freaking awesome. I don't know what people are sleeping on. The Lexus IS line has always just in general been a really cool line. They had the IS 300, which everybody knows, the Altezza, you know, that one. Then they had the IS 250/350. Then they did the next generation of the IS 250/350, and I think they even went back to the IS 300 during that generation. And now the newest generation, this one, the IS 500s, are insane. They're so cool. They look insanely good. They look so much better than 90% of freaking German cars out there, and they also have the reliability of the Japanese car. Oh my gosh. Coming in at the number 8 spot, however, is going to the fastest sedan in the world, the Jaguar XF RS. This car was the fastest sedan when it came out. I don't know. It's probably been beaten. I would have to recommend it. I would have to guess it's been beaten. But when it came out, this was the fastest sedan in the world. It was a really big, cool car. Jaguar itself has always kind of just been on the back burner, in my opinion. I never really care about Jaguars, but this one is just really cool. I will say I don't like the wheels on it. I think the wheels are a little bit goofy, but I mean, it's wheels. It's so easy to change those out. And then everything else about the car is awesome. It handles obviously incredibly well. But when I mean fastest, by the way, I don't mean like straight line speed. I mean around a track. And that's what the XFRS was good at. And I like that kind of stuff. You know, I like my Integra for that reason. It's really grippy and stuff like that. And so I think this would be a fun car in my opinion. Coming into the number 7 spot is going to a bit of a weird one, the Cadillac CTSV Blackwing. I have a question because I don't know, and I forgot to do the research myself because I'm an idiot. Is the CTSV Blackwing manual? Let me know in the comments below. I don't think that they would be manual transmission. But either way, I put it all the way up here because everything else about it is awesome. Yes, I know I roasted the Charger before for being not manual, and I roasted the Mercedes before for not being manual either. I don't care. The CTSV Blackwing is freaking gorgeous. And it's a CTSV. I love them so much. And the name Blackwing, like, that's cool. And I know it's a Chevy product technically because it's a Cadillac. And I've always been a big fan of Chevys, so that also brings me up. And since it is Chevy, it probably does have a manual if I were to guess, so that's even cool. If it has a manual, dude, this thing is freaking sick. I mean, I love everything about it. Coming into the number 6 spot is going to the Honda Civic Type R FK8. That is the previous generation of the Type R, not the new one that we have right now. I personally don't really like the new one that we have right now. I think the looks are just a little bit weird. Obviously, it's really good performance-wise, but it's just looks are a little bit interesting. The one thing I know people are going to be like, why is this guy putting a Civic higher than a freaking CTSV, a Porsche Taycan, an Audi RS3? Because I like handling, right? I like really good, nimble little cars. And that's exactly what Civics have always been. And they're incredibly reliable because it's a Civic. You're never breaking this thing. It's never breaking. This was the fastest front-wheel drive car in the world, but then it was beat. And you want to know what it was beat by? The next Civic Type R. Like, Civics have always just been the kings of front-wheel drive. If I had to have a front-wheel drive car, it would be this one. Coming into the number 5 spot is going to the Mercedes C63 AMG W204. I mean, you can also get this in the coupe mode, by the way, for people wondering. But I'm talking about the sedan one. I actually like the sedan version of this car better anyway. I think the coupe doesn't look as good as the sedan. And it is, I mean, what can I say? The Black Series is even better, obviously. So I love that one even more. But they are so cool, dude. These things come with like the nicest sounding V8 in the world. They may not be reliable because they are Mercedes, and they may not have a manual transmission because they are a Mercedes, but they have the luxury to back it up. They're a freaking monster. They are so cool. I've loved them since I first knew about them. I think I first knew about them in like Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. I think when I was playing that game, I saw one and I was like, wow, that's a really cool car. And ever since then, I've just loved it. They're freaking awesome, man. I even if I didn't know the motor, they look awesome. Coming in at the number 4 spot, I'm actually surprised to put this at number 4, the BMW M3 F80. I've been a massive BMW fan. It was actually really tough for me not to just put like a bunch of BMWs on this list because I love BMWs. And I've always loved the M3 F80. I always wanted one really, really bad. And I still want one. And they're only like $30,000, by the way, which is really cheap for a freaking M3. But yeah, I always wanted one. I thought it was going to be my favorite. But then when I actually started thinking about all the sedans that we've had in the past like 13 years, holy moly, there's been some really cool sedans out there. So the BMW M3 F80 is sadly at the number 4 spot, but I still freaking love it. Another couple BMWs I was thinking about putting here was the M6 F13. That's a really cool car too. The new M3 G80. That's a really cool car. The M8, because you can get that in a coupe or a sedan. That's a really cool car. I love BMWs, but the M3 F80 is awesome. I freaking love it. But coming in at 3rd place is going to the newer Audi RS7, the 2nd generation of it. The 1st gen I actually freaking hate. I think the 1st gen RS7 looks incredibly ugly. The way the back end comes to a point is so hideous to me. I think it's super ugly. But then the 2nd gen RS7 came out and I was like, wow, that is absolutely gorgeous. There's another car I kind of wanted to put here, but I decided to choose this one, and that's the RS5 for those wondering. I thought that was a really cool car too. But the RS7 just beats it in every way. This thing is freaking awesome. It's also the 7 line. I don't know what you call it for Audi, but it's 7s. And so that means it's one of the best for its luxury and stuff like that too. So it has a really nice interior. It looks incredibly good. It's probably incredibly fast. I actually don't know the motor of this car, but I guarantee it's ridiculously fast. And it's all-wheel drive. I think everything about it is just awesome. Coming in a 2nd place, however, is a car I feel like is not talked about enough. It needs to be talked about so much more than it is. The Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Now, I will say I have heard from a lot of people that these cars are incredibly unreliable, and that's the reason why they're not talked about a lot, is these cars blow up like all the freaking time. And that would kind of make sense because it's an Italian car, and Italian cars don't really care about reliability. They just care about looking elegant. But they damn do good at that, you know? I don't know. That was the weirdest way to put that, but they do good at it, okay? This car looks incredible. It's got really, really high amounts of luxury in it. It's literally like, take pretty much a Ferrari, not really because it's Alfa Romeo, but take like an Italian supercar and stuff it into a sedan package, and that is exactly what this car is, and everything about that just makes me happy. And I'm sorry if you don't like it because it's unreliable, but I like that. But of course, 1st place is going to go to a BMW. The new BMWs nowadays are just absolutely amazing in my opinion. And it's the BMW M5 F90. The M5 CS is obviously even better than the normal M5. The M5 competition is good too, but I'm just going to talk about the M5 in general, the whole package, because they're all just incredible. As we all know, the M5 is nowadays, I think the M5 CS, I think is the fastest sedan in the world nowadays. It beats most supercars, dude. That's insane. Yes, the car does cost like $200,000, so I mean, it pretty much is a supercar at this point, but it's a sedan that freaking can beat Ferraris and Lamborghinis around a track. Like, that is awesome. They also look incredible. They're a 5 Series BMW, so they have a really good amount of luxury in them, and they're just awesome. I mean, freaking Andrew Tate has one. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are, but he has one. And he's like a supercar alpha man type of guy. And he has a freaking M5 F90. Like, it's just, everybody wants one. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video of the top 15 best modern sedans in my personal opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, there's flies on my leg. If you did, please just like, it's back. It's back. It tried to sneak its way back. It was like waiting for me to talk to you guys again, and then it landed right on my leg again. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the comments down below. Let me know what other top 15 cars you'd like to see of the modern era. I would definitely do some more of those. I think hatchbacks is going to be next, maybe even like trucks or something like that. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.